Apparently, this is what happened on the House floor during a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk.
The chair would ask that all members present in the chamber and those in the gallery please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family. What purpose does the gentlelady from Colorado rise? Shh.
There's someone who may lead us in a moment of prayer out loud for Charlie and his family.
Shh. Let's wait a minute. Wait.
Why would she be cursing and why would she be yelling like that?
Wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order.
Thank you, A. Wyatt. I'm going to read that super chat shortly.
We will join prayer right after this, okay? The chair lays before the House a communication. The House will be in order.
All right. Also got AOC's reaction. I want to go over to AOC really quickly. And what her reaction was to hearing the news of Charlie Kirk passing. Let me share that with you guys.
This afternoon. I mean, I think what has just transpired is tremendously disturbing. It is the latest evolution and instance of political violence in the United States, and it must end.
Congresswoman, what message do you have to your fellow lawmakers regarding the political environment? What message do you have to your fellow lawmakers regarding the political environment and the rhetoric that has been put out in the media?
You know, beyond rhetoric, we need to talk about action, and we need to talk about, yes, there are words, but most importantly, we are in a job of leadership. We are in a job of action. We are in a role and a position where the American people are looking to us to do something about this. And every single day, people are dying due to gun violence in America. And every single day, there are people in this building that continue to vote against doing anything.
I said the same thing, bro. I said the same thing. Lord, what is wrong with these people, bro? What is wrong with these people? Are we not necessarily trying to focus on, making sure that the family prayers up for the family? Man, I long for I hate the fact that their children is going through this. I don't like the fact did y'all pray for the wife? We ain't say none of that. Nothing. They immediately pivoted to gun laws. Really? This is what we doing? We pivoted over to the gun debate thing. We went, hey, what's your reaction to Charlie Kirk passing away? And her first thing was, man, and the gun laws. Really? Is this what we got? Now they want to take away your ability to protect yourself, and that's what they're using it for. So they're using this, and she's wrong. She could never be more wrong. The thing that is the Charlie Kirks, the trans shooter over in Minneapolis, all of these different things, the shooting of the politicians. This is coming from indoctrination. This has nothing to do with gun control. They don't want to address the core issue, is that they have been basically enabling bad behavior. I seen Jasmine Crockett practically wish something on Elon Musk and Trump just a few months ago. They don't want to talk about their ideologies, their indoctrinations. They don't want to talk about what happens on these campuses and what they're teaching, and that they're actually teaching hate in a way of reverse racism or separation from group, not upholding the constitutions and the laws or any of that type of stuff. They don't talk about that. They're using this as an opportunity to try to say that we need stronger gun laws. The root of all of this foolishness, because to even identify somebody that likes to debate on campuses as a person that you would want to kill in the first place is the issue. That is the issue. The right is not inciting violence. The right is the people that are dying. The right are the people that are getting assassinated. Those are the ones that's actually, they tried to kill the president of the United States of America, for God's sakes. And he wasn't even the president of the United States of America. Charlie Kirk just got hit by a sniper. Who on the right do you know are they actually trying to hit with a sniper? I'm just curious. Somebody said a photo of the shooter has been released. I know, I've already shown it on the platform. Who do you know on the right that they trying to take out right now? I'm just asking. Where? Who? The people that's on the left. Who do you know the people on the left that they trying to take out right now? Just curious. Think about it. Every shooter is a weirdo. Every shooter is a weirdo left-wing nut. If you look at the majority of the crime that is happening in the community, they come from people that are on the left. It is not coming from the right. Now, the right got their own problems. They like to smoke meth. They like to do a lot of things that's wrong. You got a few races over there too. Nobody is saying that the right is completely right. It's like capitalism. It's not perfect, but it's better than the left. I can tell you that for sure. It's better than the left. That's a fact. All where the majority of the gun violence is happening, where the majority are where they're eliminating your babies and flushing them down the toilet. It's all coming from the left. Whenever you see some little kids get shot up in a school, it's not coming from the right. Do you understand what I'm saying, bro? This is not coming. They don't shoot up little kids on the right. They don't change your gender and cut off your balls on the right. They don't advocate for single parent households on the right. Now, again, it doesn't mean that it's not violence that happens, or that they don't need to do things differently, or that they don't have some racism on the right or whatever. But the foundation of what you are supposed to be in a conservative household is supposed to be strong family values, a balance of masculine and femininity, and then also making sure that we acknowledge and respect the laws of the land and the rules of the land. It's a very simple concept. If you look at the left, it's a free-for-all. They don't have any structure. Do you know that the left don't have structure? They don't have anything that they believe in. They think that anybody should be able to do whatever it is that they want to do when they want to do it. That anybody can cross over here into the border. Anybody can bring in their own culture into here. They all weird. You're weird. You that say that you are on the left, but you love God. No, you don't. You weird. You the type of person that you just like Jamal Bryant. If there's anybody that I am absolutely disgusted at, anybody that I think is a poster child for example, what is wrong with the black community is Jamal Bryant. I kicked the girl out of my studio for showing me a video of Jamal Bryant the other day. No cap. No cap. I said, you know what, you gotta go, because you know I ain't looking at that foolishness. You trying to aggravate me, but I don't even want to entertain this. I don't even want to entertain. Listen, y'all. Look, for anybody, all of my mods, all of my moderators, all right, let them rock. I know that y'all ain't censoring nobody because you already know what it is, but I just want to make sure that we set a precedent in here today. All right, I want to make sure that we set the precedent. Just because somebody say something to me or they call me out of my name or whatever, we're not censoring nobody over here. We not preventing them from being able to say what they want to say. Let them rock. Let them rock. Let them get their shit off. Hopefully they don't go and do somebody and beat up their wife when they get home because they can get their energy off in here. Let them rock. Hopefully they ain't over there. You know what I'm saying? They can get they can get it out over here so that they not over there, you know what I'm saying, disrespecting themselves when they get back home. Let them rock. We saved a wife today because we letting them get their energy off in here. We saved somebody from getting beat up today because we saved a woman from getting called a bitch because the person, the dudes that's in their feminine energy, the dudes that's in their feminine energy, they're not gonna call a chick out of her name just because she don't want to talk to them when they walk past. Let them get their stuff off. Let them get their. I'm dead serious. I'm dead. Let them get their stuff off. Let them get it. Let them get it off. They need to do it. They got to get it off. We gonna let them rock out in here. We don't censor people here. Let them get it off. We cool with it. We not censoring nobody. That's what evil do. Evil got to get that energy out. It's evil. They evil. They don't have a night. They don't have a cool. Look, let me tell y'all something about evil people. I've studied them. I've profiled them like the FBI. I profiled them like the FBI. Do you know? Let's say, for example, have y'all ever ran into somebody? And then we're gonna go over to the next part of the show. Have y'all ever ran into somebody and they say stuff like this? They use talking points. They'll say, we want you to acknowledge racism. We want you to acknowledge and recognize this happens. And you could be 100% disagreement with them, and you could be respectful, but they're gonna be on you, right? And they're gonna say stuff like, we want you to acknowledge this, or why won't they acknowledge? Say her name, say his name, say their name, or whatever, right? And so let's say, for example, I did an experiment before. And I said, okay, cool. Why won't you acknowledge that that slavery was a real thing and all of this other type of stuff? And I say, okay, cool. I acknowledge that racism is a thing, that there's still racism, and that slavery is a real thing, right? And so you acknowledge them. Guess what happens? They're not happy. You don't change their mind. They don't start treating people nice. They don't become your friend. They don't become nicer. I've debated with people on the street. People know this. And I say, oh, okay, cool. I agree with you on that one. And they say, well, what about this? Yeah, okay, cool. That's cool. I acknowledge that. And then if they're not satisfied with the fact that you acknowledge them, then they go and find somebody else. Man, you a white devil over there. That's what they do because they don't have any rest in their spirit. It's a gnashing. It's a demon. It has to feed off of confrontation and evil. So even if you want to have a reasonable discussion, they're going to turn it into a debate because they are thirsty. They need something or someone to continue to feed that hunger. They're Galactus out here. You know what I'm saying? They have to continue to feast and feed on planets. And it just grows, and the hunger grows, and it grows, and it grows, and that's it. They don't ever be like, yeah, man, okay, you know what? We see eye to eye. They don't do none of that. So what you got to do is you just got to let them rock. They dogs chasing cars. They are dogs chasing, just absolutely miserable people. Absolutely miserable people.